Hello everybody, this is the Stormy Poet coming to you live and direct. I wasn't going to do this episode tonight, but I felt that it was pertinent because of basically what I've been seeing going on with a lot of people, and as far as how they interact with each other in terms of dating and in terms of romantic relationships. And it's something that's been on my conscience for a while, and I just wanted to touch on it very briefly, if I may, about how social media has affected dating. A lot of people use these apps. A lot of people use, Facebook. A lot of people use Instagram, all these other kind of social media platforms as a way of meeting each other, as a way of interacting, and basically determine, if y'all are going to go out on a date or not. And I think as far as like how men and women interact with each other, what kind of connection that they form, I feel like a lot of people try to do that through social media. And my whole thing is I wanted to kind of give my take on how that's not very constructive and that's not very effective as far as like meeting the love of your life. So all that to say, I want to give kind of some as far as the observations I've taken, and as far as like the like how I've seen how people interact with each other. I wanted to give some lessons I've taken away from that, some wisdom and some knowledge I've taken away from just seeing how men and women interact for years and years, and how I've interacted with other people in my past dating life on social media. And I just wanted to kind of give you a depiction on why that might not be the best method in order to try to meet somebody. Then you have like stuff like farmersonly.com, you have like Tinder, and you have like all kinds of little dating apps and stuff like that. And the first thing I would say to that is the fact that dating has been reduced to an app that goes on your phone. That in and of itself is kind of weird. That just kind of don't make no sense. If we're talking about genuine human interactions and sitting down and getting to know each other, or if we're out in public and I notice you, you notice me, and I notice your humanity, and I notice you as an individual, the things that make you an individual, and me coming up and approaching you and saying, hey, let's build off that, that can't be reduced to an application on the phone. This is kind of weird. Not only that, it's just kind of sick. So all that to say, the first thing I would say about how social media has impacted romantic relationships is that, people who don't know how to initiate and carry on genuine, deep, and thoughtful conversation, this kind of gives them a way around it. If you're going to try to approach somebody, you're going to try to really get to know them, or you want to have the opportunity to get to know them better, you're going to have to engage in some type of dialogue. Alright, if you're socially awkward, you're going to have to learn ways to get over that. You're going to have to learn ways to connect, because there is no other way to connect with another human being other than coming up to them and saying, I want to get to know you. But these are the things I noticed about you, and this is why I'm approaching. There's no substitute for that, and I think a lot of people have become lazy and have become cool with being scared at engaging in that type of dialogue, and that's a problem, because that's what really sparks a good love connection. And the other thing I'll say about social media is that it's very time consuming, man. It's unnecessarily time consuming. If you're trying to do the whole message back and forth, just think about how much time that takes up. That's just silly. We time is of the essence. Time is valuable. Time is worth, in my book, more than money. Alright, we're sitting here going back and forth. You log in, I log in. 4 hours that went by, you respond 4 hours. That's just a lot of that's just a lot of investing your energy and your time into just a conversation you probably could have handled in like 5 seconds if y'all were talking in person. that's a waste of time. You know, you're not being productive if you're wasting time. And the other thing I'll bring up is, you know, to kind of backdoor people becoming cool with being socially awkward, with becoming okay with not actually getting outside your comfort zone. Man, let me tell you something about the social awkward, because here's the thing, I'm an introvert myself. You know what I'm saying? I know what it's like to be awkward. I know what it's like to be an outcast. I've lived that my whole life. But the thing is, if you're going to be in a romantic relationship with somebody who you care about, if you're going to be in a marriage is all about being brave. Okay? Marriage is all about being uncomfortable sometimes and stepping outside of your comfort box to do what it takes to take care of the family. It's about stepping outside of your comfort zone to do what it takes to defend your woman or to be the complementary piece to your man. Marriage is about growth. You know, relationships are about growth. You can't grow if you're not willing to be uncomfortable. So you're going to have to find a way to connect with somebody on a conversational level, and that includes meeting them upon first approach, and that includes all interactions afterwards. You're going to have to find out a way to do that. And that's just all there is to it. And I think what social media has done is it's just created kind of a climate where people can be socially awkward and not really have to present nor try to investigate anything of real depth in the other party that they're seeing. And last but not least, what I'll speak on as far as what social media has done to relationships and to basically every kind of relationship romantically. The thing is, you see a person's most perfect self on social media. You know, you don't see all the blemishes. You know, y'all wake up the next morning, all that makeup done wore off. That's the person that really counts. Okay, when you're going through a tough time, whether you lost a job or something like that, you're going through whatever, you're going through illness. I myself, I've been through gluten intolerance. I didn't know what was wrong with me. I didn't know what was wrong for me. I didn't know what was wrong with me for like 10 years. I'm messing up. 2 years. It was not no 10 years. Damn. I didn't know what was wrong with me for like 2 years of my life. And basically I was gluten intolerant. And I didn't know if it was Crohn's disease. I didn't know if it was IBS. I didn't know if it was whatever. And I didn't really feel attractive. I didn't feel like I was ready to date. And, at that time, women were flirting with me and doing whatever. And I just wasn't up to it. But at the same time, that was me. That was, even though I wasn't perfect. And that's the thing, is your imperfections don't mean you're not worthy of true happiness and finding a healthy relationship with somebody. So with social media, it just kind of allows you to be this, flawless, perfect. I don't have any blemishes on my face. I don't have any freckles. I don't have any zits. My haircut is perfect or whatever. It allows you to do that, and you don't get to really see that person for who they really are. And I would say that the biggest thing social media has done in terms of meeting somebody that you might be compatible with is it's made it okay to not ever approach anybody in person. That's just not natural. Human beings, the way we are, is the way that we're built is beings, is to approach each other in person if we're talking about getting a relationship. Anyways, that's been tonight's show. I'm gonna keep it real brief. It's only about 10 minutes in, but I just wanted to drop some knowledge about something that's been on my mind. Feel free to reach out to me if you have any questions. I'm at T.S.P at thestormypoet.com. That's my email. You can reach out to me at thestormypoet.com. There's a contact page on there. Feel free to reach out to me on any method. On Facebook, I'm at The Stormy Poet. I would love to hear your feedback. If you have any questions, I'll be glad to answer them. But let's hash this out. Let's discuss this. And let's have an honest dialogue about it. Because we really need to know what's going on in the societal factors that are at play. And we need to know like what's really going on in terms of how we interact with each other as men and women, and how we can do that more effectively, and how we can do that in a respectful and constructive way. Anyways, it's been a pleasure speaking with y'all. I'll holler at all y'all later. Feel free to donate to me. Any amount helps. I appreciate it. All my donate links will be posted in this description of this YouTube, in the description of this podcast, and also on my website. Feel free to reach out to me and give me any dollar amount. I appreciate it. Wherever you are, have a lovely, productive, positive day. I'll speak to you later. Peace.